I love these guys, and they put it all out on the field for us, blood, sweat, and tears.
The hopes were high after an incredible season, but it wasn't meant to be for the Oregon Ducks. Tonight, dealing with a crushing loss in today's Rose Bowl and the end of this season's national championship dream. Plus,
yeah, my wife was sitting in the chair right there, and the car come busting through the window.
a close call for a family in Vancouver who said they saw this coming a long time ago. Some moments of hope, but ultimately it was short-lived for Oregon fans today watching the Rose Bowl from Portland. After an undefeated season, the Ducks were rolled over. The Ohio State Buckeyes held the lead for the entire game and took out the Ducks with a decisive victory, 41-21. Not quite the kickoff to the New Year's that fans wanted. Thanks for joining us for KGW News here at 11. I'm John Adams. Happy New Year to you all. The Ducks went into the Rose Bowl with high expectations, but it was Ohio State's day from start to finish. Let's go one more time to Orlando Sanchez to wrap it all up.
This is not what anyone predicted. A blowout in the Rose Bowl featuring two legitimate championship contenders going head-to-head in the quarterfinal round of the college football playoff. But what we got was a lopsided result and the Oregon Ducks season coming to an end out here in Pasadena. 70 degrees in the California sun. It doesn't get much better than this. More than 90,000 in attendance at the granddaddy of them all. What a scene to kick off 2025. The 111th Rose Bowl. Number 1 Oregon 13-0, the only team with a perfect record, facing the 8th seed Ohio State. A rematch to a classic played back in October. Round 2, a totally different story. The Buckeyes serving up a first half beatdown, reeling off 34 unanswered points. The second largest deficit of the Dan Lanning era. Will Howard went to work, connecting with the freshman phenom, Jeremiah Smith, for a couple of back-breaking touchdowns. Smith was the offensive most valuable player. Ohio State chalked up nearly 400 yards in the first half, finishing with 500. Fast forward to the end of the second quarter, Dillon Gabriel connects with Trayshawn Holden to put Oregon on the board. The Ducks showing signs of life. Ensuing drive, Noah Whittington punches it in from 2 yards out. It's 34-15, but a 34-point deficit was too much to overcome. Dillon Gabriel sacked 8 times. Oregon had just 40 yards rushing, and that's a wrap. Ohio State wins 41-21. The Ducks' championship dreams dashed. About 30 seniors walking off the field for the final time. Their special season comes to an end at the Rose Bowl. One and done in the quarterfinals of the college football playoff.
Like, they came out and punched us in the mouth, and we try to hone in on the details, like through halftime, make a lot of adjustments and stuff like that. But yeah, it was definitely different.
You plan to create explosives, be really good on situational football, and move the chains that way. We just didn't do that on third down, and they had a great plan.
The quarterback, I think he did a good job, just getting the ball to his receivers, commanding his offense. So, yeah, they were just firing on all cylinders.
I love these guys, and they put it all out on the field for us, blood, sweat, and tears. But, adversity happens in life, and we're going to get an opportunity, in life, to continue to attack and move forward.
The Ducks had about a 25-day layoff between the Big Ten title game and the Rose Bowl. Head coach Dan Lanning was asked about that and said, "That sounds like an excuse. Our plan just wasn't good enough." Well, his Ducks went 13-1 this season, Big Ten champions, and Lanning added, "I'm proud of this season, just disappointed in the result here at the Rose Bowl." Reporting from Pasadena, California, Orlando Sanchez, KGW Sports.
All right, Orlando, thank you. Well, Vancouver police had a busier New Year's Eve than expected, with 12 DUI arrests compared to just 2 last year. And 6 of those DUI drivers were involved in crashes last night. As Libby Dowsett shows us, one crashed right into a Vancouver couple's bedroom wall.
The owners said they warned the city, Putting a roundabout so close to their house would be nothing but trouble. They said with just 10 feet separating the road and the wall of their home, they knew something would happen.
Sounded like a dump truck tipping over. It was pretty loud.
Jerry Sutherland of Northeast 32nd Circle said the crash Wednesday morning took out the couple's dogwood tree and cracked their bedroom wall. He says this was the 4th or 5th time the house has been hit by a DUI driver. One time was even worse.
My wife was sitting in the chair right there, and the car come busting through the window.
Was she okay?
Yeah. She's lucky she didn't get hurt.
He says the city touted the roundabout as a way to improve traffic flow on Northeast 138th.
Went to the meeting with when the city had, and I expressed my concerns about them putting that in, and they did it anyway.
In the light of day, the wreckage of that decision on full display. Neighbors passing by were not surprised.
Because this house has been hit countless of times. That house has been hit countless of times.
Sydney Etheridge has lived in the neighborhood for 20 years and says even adding concrete blocks on the corner hasn't helped.
It's crazy. There's 4 roundabouts in a row, and somehow on the 4th one, everybody crashes. I don't get it. You've already gone through 3.
Vancouver police say impaired drivers can't navigate the curves. Others just go too fast.
We've actually had one time a van was stuck on top of one of the rocks on the roundabout, or they end up exceeding the speed of that curve through the roundabout, and they end up driving into the adjacent properties.
Donaldson says the roundabouts are a safety measure and do improve traffic flow, but it's impaired drivers who can't seem to make it around. The owner says he's not sure if he has the energy to go back to the city, but he says if he does, he'll be demanding more of a barrier between his home and the roundabout behind me. Libby Dowsett, KGW News.
Well, turning now to weather, 2025 got off to a mainly dry start, even though we have seen a few light showers this evening, but heavier rain is in the forecast for tomorrow. Let's check in with meteorologist Joe Ranieri with how much rain we could see. Joe, big happy new year to you, my friend.
Ditto. Happy new year to you, John. Hope it was a good one yesterday. And yeah, we are going to be seeing some wet conditions heading into January 2nd. We saw basically just 3/100ths of an inch of rain. Not a whole lot of rain out there for today. But going into tomorrow, that rain really picks up. And we're also tracking a little bit of some snow into the Oregon Cascades. But what's going to make things a little bit on the slicker side is not the snow, but it's the pockets of freezing rain that have really been falling here the last couple of hours throughout the Oregon Cascades. No watches and warnings, but be advised there will be some slick spots as you go along Highway 26 over the passes. So here's what's going to be waiting for you heading into tomorrow. You can look at the timestamp right around late morning is when we see nothing but yellows and greens, and this is going to carry over into a good portion of the day. And keep in mind, if you're traveling over the mountain passes, yes, there will be snow, but that pink color you see is the areas of freezing rain that will be falling near Mount Jefferson and all the way into Mount Hood. Going to the later part of tomorrow, the snow level will jump up a little bit, so you'll be seeing a little bit of some warmer air. With that warmer air means the snow level will be above past levels, but between now and then, you will be seeing some slick spots. And coming up in my detailed forecast, I'll let you know just how much rain is in the forecast for tomorrow and Friday, but things are looking a little nicer for the first weekend of the new year. I'll talk more about that in just a few minutes.
All right, Joe, thank you. At least 15 people are dead and dozens injured in New Orleans after a man rammed a pickup truck into a New Year's celebration on Bourbon Street. Now officials are saying the suspect didn't act alone. NBC's Dan Shinneman has more from New Orleans.
Early morning, Bourbon Street filled with revelers celebrating the new year. When it began,
the guy in the pickup truck just punched the gas and mowed over the barricade.
Once past the barricade, investigators say the driver intentionally plowed through pedestrians.
After hitting the crowd, he exited the vehicle and fired upon local law enforcement. Law enforcement returned fire and the subject was pronounced deceased at the scene. An ISIS flag was located on the trailer hitch of the vehicle.
Investigators found weapons and explosives in the truck.
Other potential IEDs were also located in the French Quarter. As of now, 2 IEDs have been found and rendered safe.
The FBI has named the suspect.
42-year-old Shamsud Dim Jabbar, a U.S.-born citizen from Texas. He was driving a Ford pickup truck, which appears to be rented.
Investigators do not believe he acted alone.
It was chaos and very, very scary.
A frightening and sad start to the new year. Dan Scheneman, NBC News.
Well, in response to the incident, the Sugar Bowl between Notre Dame and Georgia was postponed until tomorrow. President Joe Biden condemned the attack in New Orleans, calling it despicable. The president shared that the FBI believes the suspect posted ISIS-inspired videos before the attack, but he urged patience as the investigation continues.
I directed my team to make sure every resource is made available to federal, state, and local law enforcement to complete the investigation in New Orleans quickly and to make sure there is no remaining threat to the American people.
The president says law enforcement and intelligence agents are working to find out if there were any co-conspirators in the attack.